So I'll wrap up this with actually telling my story of what happened after I met Doug. And then after this story, we'll actually shift over to do the Geek Out Grokfest thing, which is the daughter of the mother of all demos. So we'll do that at 5 o'clock. But here's the story. In 1996, Doug Engelbart met the Air Force Surgeon General. So why the Air Force and why the Surgeon General? I don't know why the Surgeon General, but I know why the Air Force. Because the Air Force had supported Doug Engelbart's work right from the beginning. It was NASA, the Air Force, and then they brought in DAPA, so APA. I don't know if Sam has a better story about this, but this is my understanding. Anyway, the Air Force never forgot Doug. So Doug used to tell me when I was working with him, just a side note, when I was working with Doug, I was sitting on the same side of the table and listening to everybody else, and I was recording. I just typed. And that gave me immersion in Doug's thoughts, which was not a critical immersion. It was simply a be with it, try to record as much as I could. So in between all of these, he said to me, in 1996, I met the Air Force Surgeon General, and I think he got it about the human system and the tool system coevolution. So he said, just wait, it'll happen. That guy really got it. And what I later learned was that that Air Force Surgeon General actually sent a young major, Colonel Brian Masterson, to come and do the Bootstrap Institute thing. Sam maybe even knew him. So from what I've worked out, Brian Masterson and Doug actually came up with what is known as the ABC model. Because as I was working with Doug is not a bureaucrat of any kind. And so the ABC model is a way of really thinking about organizations, with the A being the activity, B being the process, C being that learning that you can do. So 3 levels. And I think, of course, Doug would be thinking about the learning part, but how is he seeing it all fit together? Well, fast forward, 2008, I get a call from Colonel Brian Masterson, and he says, I'm finally able to pull the think tank together that Doug had been wanting. And I said, well, I don't think Doug can participate because was 2008, 40th anniversary. And so I offered Christina Engelbart, but Brian Masterson ended up saying, no, Maylin, we want you to come. So a group of us came to San Antonio, Texas. It was all, and the incoming Surgeon General, General Bruce Green, he probably became Surgeon General because he came up with medevac. Medevac is a huge breakthrough that within 45 minutes, somebody who's injured on the battlefield can get to a hospital equivalent. And the story is, how did he come up with medevac? Well, people kept saying, give me money to make it cheaper, give me money to make it faster, give me money to make it smaller. And then they would never stop. So he said, I'm sick of this. And he said, give me duct tape. And he took this duct tape and he went into a warehouse and he duct taped the size of a C-130 hull, which is the big airplane. And he said, put a hospital in that doesn't need water, doesn't need any sanitation. Everything must be from the get-go able to work. And that's how medevac came. And so General Bruce Green really understood that if you want to make quantum leap breakthroughs, we go back to our fundamental skills and tools that we have as human beings. Make a space, put stuff in it. If it doesn't fit, find other stuff. We have so much potential as human beings. When I had to laugh about, we're making computers simulate paper. That's really weird. So General Green understood that our human thinking works better when it works in the way we like to do things. And so he was open to having a think tank that brought Doug's ideas. And so I was brought on as holding the place for Doug's ideas, networked improvement communities. And over the last 3.5 years, I've been working with this group in a contract for the U.S. Department of Defense looking at the future of health. It's totally coincidental, but last week, the first report from our group has become public. So I'm hoping to get the word out about what we're doing because it is all around our humanity. What we talk about is the shift from healthcare to health. And what is health? Health is about allowing humans to thrive, to support us in our journey as we strive to thrive. And if we can start working in that kind of way, we don't have to keep thinking about why are the drugs so expensive and why do 90% of people want to die at home surrounded by relatives and die alone surrounded by tubes. You know, we have to stop thinking that just because things are the way they are, that they have to stay the same. So I want to just say that I've been involved, and I'm proud to be involved in this project for the last 3.5 years, which is really encapsulating the shift to love, trust, hope, and faith. And I hope that more people can join us. And anyone who wants to find out more about this, we have a Facebook page called Health as a Team Sport. And Bill Dahl is the convener of the Facebook page. And as public information gets released, we will put it out there. So thank you, everyone. And we'll gather inside at 5 o'clock.